why Cybertrucks aren't selling. This may come as a shock to you, but apparently Tesla Cybertrucks aren't selling that well? I cannot imagine a better value for your money. 150K for a Cybertruck? It's a steal of a deal.
The Tesla Cybertruck. In a country where pickup trucks are half of the top 10 selling vehicles, making an electric...
Just pause and salute God's country. This is not a joke. It's going to sound like a joke, but it's not a joke. You know how we have 4 incredible, iconic presidents on Mount Rushmore? I legitimately think we should add a thing to Mount Rushmore, and it's the Ford F-150. I'm actually not kidding. It would be good for the country. 4 presidents, the Ford F-150, okay? And that way we just know where we stand as a nation.
One seemed like a no-brainer. At the time the pickup debuted, Tesla was already making the world's best-selling EV.
To solve sustainable energy, we have to have a pickup truck.
The truck's design certainly provoked a range of opinions. Some loving it, others...
I thought it was a joke.
But in terms of performance and capability, Tesla was making big promises.
How does this compare to a Porsche 911?
At first, it looked like customer interest would be as impressive as the truck's specs.
Demand is off the charts. We have over 1 million people who have reserved the car.
But just a fraction of the more than 1 million reservation holders have actually made a purchase.
That's a stark drop-off.
But just a fraction of the more than 1 million reservation holders...
That is a stark drop-off. I mean, I don't blame him. Even if you're the biggest Elon diehard, even if this truck looks cool to you, reserving it is one thing, and then going to check out and it's 150 grand or whatever, and really thinking, is this something I want to be paying off? I got to imagine you pull back. Yeah, the reservation was cheap. That's why everyone did it. But then when it was actually time to buy, I think a lot of people got cold feet.
Others have actually made a purchase. There's been plenty of reports of trucks piling up on lots.
Tesla has a tendency to drastically overpromise.
What?
It's starting to catch up with the company.
There have been recalls and canceled plans that have angered customers. Despite all this, some owners say the truck is great.
I really like the way it looks. I like the way it drives.
For the most part, like, I would buy it again.
You know, to be clear, I'm shitting on the Cybertruck here. I don't know if you got that, but I see them all over LA. So it must have some happy customers. They're not paid actors. Some people must be enjoying it. They like the way it drives or whatever. It's not, you definitely see them. You know, the sales numbers are not anything to write home about.
So what went wrong? CNBC dove in to find out.
They're only in LA? No, I saw them in fucking Canada. When I was in Calgary, I saw Cybertrucks, which I thought was crazy. I also saw a lot of Ford F-150s. What'd you expect? Do you want me to be honest with you? Do you want me to be honest with you? I expected that I wouldn't see roads. I thought you guys all took moose around. I legitimately, I was so blown away that there was like a city with running water and everything. My opinion of Canada changed drastically. I totally had the wrong impression. I get the wrong impression of the country from the news media down here. I legitimately did not understand what I was. Are you dead ass right now? Oh yeah, I'm dead ass. This is what I thought. Why Cybertrucks aren't selling?
Elon Musk had been talking about making some kind of a Tesla truck since at least 2012.
For most of the last decade, the 3 best-selling vehicles in America have been full-size pickups. It's the Ford F-150, the Chevrolet Silverado, and the Ram 1500. So if the industry's going electric, it's not ridiculous to think that full-size trucks need to go electric.
I present to you the Cybertruck.
I thought it was a joke. I thought they were going to pull out the real truck after they showed this thing. And I'm just like, okay, no, really. And the show kept going on, and I'm like, oh, that's it. Oh my God.
Why is the guy saying it like that? And then he said he bought one and he'd buy another. If you thought it was a joke, why'd you pay $150,000 for it? That's so much money. If you to see it and be like, oh, that's a fucking joke, it's crazy.
Initially, when I saw it, I love the stainless steel look. I'm a DeLorean fan. I'm a Back to the Future fan.
Yeah, sure, you can enjoy it then.
So that was striking enough, and I was like, oh yeah, I never had a chance to get a DeLorean.
Tesla's advertised specifications bested those of longtime market leaders. up to 14,000 pounds of towing power, 500 more than the top-selling Ford F-150.
Holy shit.
A 3,500-pound payload capacity, about 1,000 more than the Ford truck. A top 0 to 60 time under 3 seconds, faster than many sports cars. It's important to mention that this is comparing the Cybertruck specs advertised at the 2019 reveal with the specs of a 2025 Ford F-150.
Greatest
Initially,
truck on
Tesla
God's
said
earth.
the truck would start at $39,900. As of July 2025, it started at $62,490. The max towing capacity on the Cyberbeast, the top trim,
Actually lower than I thought. I quite sure I saw people paying over 100, 150K for them. Is it like different options, I guess? I'm quite sure that like, Founder's 150K. Okay.
is 11,000 pounds, 3,000 short of the promised 14. The most payload any version gets is 2,270 pounds on the tri-motor version with all-terrain tires. That's less than the promised 3,500. 1 month before Tesla began deliveries, Musk said over 1 million people had placed reservations. But since deliveries began in November 2023, only 52,000 units have sold in the US.
Okay.
In Q3 2024, they peaked at nearly 17,000 units. For a time, it was the best-selling electric pickup. From there, sales fell.
With a lot of EVs, we see people place a reservation that never turns into an order. And it's often because the price of a reservation is very low. But Tesla told everyone this niche was absolutely enormous, and it's relatively small.
Reports documenting the challenges started to roll in. There were shortened production shifts, Tesla telling Cybertruck line workers to stay home, sometimes for a few days at a time. The company started offering potential customers lifetime free
Don't
supercharging
come
on
to the
Foundation
factory
Series
tomorrow.
Cybertrucks, a special first edition of the truck that originally cost about $100,000. By January 2025, Tesla was offering discounts.
They're not going to sell anywhere close to 1 million trucks.
Yikes!
So what went wrong?
It fell short of the projected range. It fell short of the projected payload.
What if what went wrong was that it was ahead of its time? What if it was too right? That was what went wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's like Vine. It's like Vine. Exactly, dude. It's like Vine, okay? It was perfect. It was just ahead of its time. Actually, it's really crazy when you think about it, how insanely bad Vine fucked up, stumbling upon short form, scrollable media first. That's crazy. TikTok's like a $300-400 billion company, second largest private company in the world, something like that. Vine had that first. Skype fumbled harder. Skype did fumble, but I think having TikTok first. Skype is now just Teams, right? Yeah, I mean Teams. They bought Skype. Zoom literally came from nowhere. I mean Zoom fumbled too. Let's not give Zoom credit. Listen, here's what I'll say. Skype, Zoom, fucking Discord. It's all the same thing. You keep Ventrilo, TeamSpeak, whatever the fuck it is, they can't make money. None of them make money, bro. Take VC money, burn it so we have ways to talk to each other, and then when they start trying to monetize, we move on to the next thing. They're not like great companies. And Zoom fumbled the bag hard, bro.
It fell short of the projected towing capacity. It fell short of the projected...
What would if one of you were in charge of Zoom? Easily. Easy answer. Let me show you the Zoom stock chart. There's a predictable path here, okay? This is Zoom, right? All you have to do is have the wherewithal to recognize, because you have access to your own internal data, recognize, hey, this is a bubble. Recognize our stock is incredibly inflated. Incredibly inflated. And then right around here, you use the stock to start acquiring companies like fucking crazy. Real, actual companies that make money. Okay? You do stock-based acquisitions and you start buying tons of other companies and you become a conglomerate. You buy other media companies. Now, once this is worthless, doesn't matter. You've got the cash flow from a bunch of real concrete companies that you bought with your inflated stock. It's kind of the AOL playbook. Yeah, AOL did this with Time Warner. Time Warner. You know, at the peak of AOL stock valuation, it was worth more than Time Warner. And then they did like this merger act. And then when the AOL bubble burst, they still owned Time Warner. They still had some money coming in. And all the debt was from AOL.
speed, and it felt way short of the price. It's far more expensive than they had said in the place.
Specs aside, the design was certainly eye-catching, but it was off-putting and even cumbersome for many of the customers who use pickup trucks for work, and that is a large portion of the truck market.
The side of the bed, I think, is still difficult to get.
By the way, someone in chat said it, but Discord for business. It's not a crazy idea. It's basically Slack, but I find that Discord works better than Slack. No, you guys are saying literally Slack. Fucking stupid. It's like if I wanted to make a restaurant called Burger King and you're like, that's literally McDonald's. Yeah, you can compete. It could be similar, but you can have your own. But I think Discord could get into the business space. The real problem is that Slack isn't even doing well because they're getting their lunch ate by Teams, which is not even a good product, but they bundle it with Office. It's a really disappointing industry where Microsoft has leveraged its power to force Teams on people, even though it's worse than Slack. Teams and Discord merger? No. Theoretically, you could do a Slack and Discord merger and be a communications solutions company for both business and for regular people.
Into. I mean, one of the things that you do with pickup is put things inside of it. You can't reach the side of the Cybertruck. It's very difficult to do so from near.
Counterpoint, Slack kittens doesn't sound as good as Discord kitten. It's a good point. It's a good point. I didn't think about that. Stephanie Brindley's talking, guys. Let her speak.
The cab.
Full-size truck buyers are a fairly conservative set of people, and I don't
Immediately cuts to a man.
necessarily mean politically so much as I mean in their expectations. They're often buying a truck that they're going to work with. So those specifications for how hard it actually works are very important.
And then there is the range. The company had targeted up to 500 miles, but delivered something closer to 300. The Cybertruck is Peter Scott's third Tesla.
Zuckerberg, you're going to make a fucking social network? That's literally MySpace. It's not going to work. Your Facebook idea is fucking cooked. It's literally MySpace. Already exists, idiot. Oh, okay. All right. Good point. Good point, chat.
He also has a Model S and Model X. He got into EVs after news broke of the Volkswagen Dieselgate cheating scandal. At the time, Scott was driving a diesel-powered VW. He loved his first two Teslas.
Felt like I owed them more money. It was the first car I didn't have buyer's remorse. I was so happy because everywhere I turned, I had no gas payment. I had no repair.
Dude, paying $100,000 for a Cybertruck and saying I feel like I owe you more money is... How does Elon find these people, bro? That's crazy. That is a truly incredible level of brand loyalty. Listen, I thought we did a good job marketing in NVIDIA. Clearly, sales were up. But nobody ever walked out buying a 3080 and said, wow, I wish I paid NVIDIA more money. I'll tell you that. We never got that complaint. We never got that. Can I pay more for these?
Payment. I mean, it was a beautiful thing.
Scott is a contractor and he needed a work truck. He paid the full $120,000 for the Cyber Beast. When he bought it, he was disappointed with the range,
Beast.
but Tesla had said it would offer a range extender. That would bump the range up to 470 miles, close to the original 500-mile target. But the range extender was canceled.
Okay, 470 versus 500, that's fine. I'll go ahead and buy the truck, knowing I'm going to get 470 miles. I put the deposit down on the range extender. I bought the truck, knowing that I was going to get 470 miles.
Okay.
Then when they canceled it, that just crushed me. They got my money, and then they canceled what they were going to do. If I knew that, then I would have looked at a Silverado, because the Silverado has the mileage that I'm looking for.
As with many other Tesla products and plans, the Cyber...
Dude, this guy got completely fucking fleeced, and he's still like... He didn't like the look. He got screwed on the price. He got screwed on the range extender. And he's still like, yeah, I mean, it's the perfect truck. Still love the truck, yo. That's a crazy level of cope, bro. I'm shocked. You should be really pissed.
truck suffered many development and production delays and challenges. Some of these, the company said, resulted from production shutdowns and supply chain shortages common to automakers during the coronavirus pandemic. Setbacks have only continued. There have also been ongoing production and quality problems. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration shows Tesla conducted 8 voluntary recalls for the 2024 model year alone. Many pertained to physical defects, not just software. One was over body panels falling off the truck due to the use of improper adhesives. Another was for a trapped accelerator pedal defect that caused some drivers to experience frightening unintended acceleration.
Yeah, I heard about this. The accelerator panel could get stuck and you just go full speed at a wall, which is really fucking insane, dude. Of all the things to have a defect on, a stuck accelerator pedal is crazy.
Tesla did not respond to CNBC's request for an interview or comment.
What feels weird is I feel guilty for the people that had all those problems. I didn't have all those problems like they did.
Keenan Cobra Curtis did have a fair bit of trouble with his Foundation Series Cybertruck, much of which he documented on his YouTube channel.
I had so many issues, and I have repeated visits to the service center. And being a newer vehicle, they struggled a little bit in the beginning, but they worked on it. They repeatedly worked on it.
Dude, it's like a beaten spouse or something. How the fuck are they saying this with a straight face, but at the beginning of the video be like, yeah, I love this truck, it's great. How are they the supporter? That's unreal. You've been screwed. You bought a brand new expensive ass truck and had to get tons of repairs, constantly bring it into the... Nobody else... You wouldn't accept this for another car. There's no way that if you bought like a Honda and had this much trouble that you wouldn't be fucking pissed off and probably swearing off Hondas.
On it. And it got to the point where, it was just unreasonable, and they actually repurchased the Cybertruck from me. Essentially, it was a lemon law buyback. They gave me all my money back.
Okay, there you go.
And I turned around and got another one. This second one...
Yeah, that's good timing.
There is a night and day difference.
But Cybertruck sales still fell. Overall EV pickup truck demand is a fraction of the total truck market.
I think that in the long run, there will be an argument for electric trucks. It's a combination of the infrastructure has not caught up in the place where trucks are most necessary.
Yeah.
However,
for sure.
Cybertruck has lost ground to the rivals against which it was benchmarking.
Let's actually have a tug of war here with an F-150. Yeah, but it was uphill.
And while we saw Cybertruck sales spike a little bit above F-150,
I think it's so funny that every one of these things has the broken wind in the background. Where he told the guy it was shatterproof and he could throw it at it and then it broke it instantly.
It was uphill.
and while we saw Cybertruck sales spike a little bit above F-150 Lightning sales for a while, they've now fallen below. And the best-selling electric truck in America is a copy of the best-selling gas truck in America, which is completely unsurprising.
Ford can
But
make
Curtis
trucks,
and
let me
Scott
tell you.
find much to like about their trucks. The fact that Teslas can be updated remotely all the way down to the powertrain give them an edge.
The next closest would be the Sierra. I really love that interior. It's very luxurious, but I feel like the software wouldn't be there. And I had another buddy of mine talk me out of it. He said, you know what? It's going to be outdated. They won't update it at all. And I was like, you're right.
Scott says some other features on the Cybertruck make it stand out from the pack. For example, the air suspension can lower the truck to fit into parking structure. The included tonneau cover keeps things secure in the bed. The truck's software can recognize different types of trailers and adjust the brakes accordingly.
I mean, it's just amazing. Like, it just keeps getting better and better.
Of course, I love the look and the feel of it. I love the steer-by-wire. I love the
I
comfort.
sense copium here.
One downside is some
I
of the
sense sunk
attention the
cost.
truck attracts. Tesla has faced protests and declining sales in response to CEO Elon Musk's incendiary political rhetoric, as well as his extensive spending and work to re-elect Donald Trump and to slash federal agencies.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
I bought it 4.5 years ago before Elon went political. And so when I'm driving, I get flipped off sometimes, or people swerve in front of me.
2 separate occasions, I've had people show me they didn't like my purchase, right? Out in the streets, random people. And some people don't want to deal with that, and that's fair. I stay out of the politics. I stay out of all of that. I just try to enjoy the vehicle.
This is crazy to me. I would respect someone buying the Cybertruck more if they loved Elon's politics. If you're truly apolitical and you just think, yeah, this truck looks fucking sick for 140 grand, I'm like, dude, that's fucking crazy. Like, if you're trying to make a statement, I was like, all right, okay, I get it. You're trying to stand out. You want people to know what you're saying. All right, it's worth a little. But like, I don't understand. If there's no political bonus for you, why the fuck you pay so much for this fucking truck? is ugly as sin and it's not good. It's not well built. I don't know. That's
In
wild.
some ways, the Cybertruck story mirrors Tesla's larger troubles.
Tesla sales as a company peaked all the way back in February.
Yeah, I'm like Britta. I can forgive racism. What I can't forgive is overpaying for a truck in America. We have so many truck options. You really gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be on my real shit. I gotta be on my real values.
February of
Financial
2023
prudence.
and have been falling for the most part ever since. So a lot of the Tesla story is a story of both overpromising and of some of its early success coming when it really didn't have competitors, and now it has a significant number of competitors.
Rivian, Ford, GM all have pickups in the North American market, and there are more on the way. In late July, Tesla VP of Engineering Lars Moravi said Tesla might make a smaller pickup truck.
I always talked about making a smaller pickup, and so we've definitely been, churning in the design studio about what we might do.
I'm okay with it selling at a low volume like the Model S and the Model X because, honestly, the Cybertruck isn't for everyone.
But for a successful smaller truck, Tesla might need to make different choices.
They need to change the styling if they want to make more sales. Of course, the lower price will help, but I think it's just associated with being weird, with things people don't believe in.
It was always at risk of being
so
one of those
funny from a
vehicles
proud
where
owner.
everyone who wanted one was going to get it in the first year and a half, and after that, it could struggle.
Yeah, I can't
But
imagine.
That seems to be what's happened with the Cybertruck so far.
So the question is, if Scott and Curtis each had to buy a new EV pickup truck today, what would it be?
Oh, good question.
I would definitely do my research. It's not Tesla that I really think people should be looking at. I think it should be any kind of EV. So far, it'd be a Cybertruck.
There's a lot of great things that I feel like you get
Is
really
this
good
edited
value
weird?
for your money. Like I said, I'm watching this one closely. If I start having any issues, that might be it.
All right. I don't see it. They had issues a lot already, but